Da, 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 da. Oh, yeah, no. Okay.
What are those?
Yeah, let me draw it.
Oh, it's a little miniature.
I guess I had sort of felt like in a rut in my own music making. I'm a trained violist and pianist, but because of the sort of intense lifestyle of graduate school, those aspects of my musical life had kind of faded away. The kind of traditional way of studying medieval and Renaissance European music notation is through transcription. So the musicologist student sits at a desk with an image of a medieval manuscript and then modern staff paper. And it becomes a sort of active translation. About 18 months ago, I took a 4-day course at Yale University, which is called Historical Notation Bootcamp. We were studying the music by singing. There was no transcription, so we were going straight from the medieval facsimile to the voice. I had never engaged so intensely and so deeply with medieval manuscripts like this. I felt like newly connected to this music, which I thought I had known. I was very excited and decided it would be fun to try to start a group of my own. Let's do it again. Da, da. Ready, go. Da, 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 da. The notation we sing from is called mensural notation. It's the word we use to describe European music notation from around the year 1300 to 1600. And it's quite different from modern notation, particularly in the way that rhythm is represented. One thing that makes singing from medieval notation in 2018 particularly interesting, especially for composers, is that to our eyes, the music notation seems experimental. So music notation in some ways has always been in flux, but this is particularly the case in the past 100 years or so. American avant-garde composers like Morton Feldman and John Cage are known for having pushed the boundaries of what musical notation looks like in various ways. And I think this has really continued since the 1950s to today. A lot of my colleagues, for example, in the composition department at Columbia, invent new notation systems for every piece that they write. Yeah, good. Most of the people at Ars Nota don't have much experience with mensural notation, and if they do, they probably haven't sung from it. So as a result, we go quite slowly. We usually just learn one piece of music or even less than one piece of music at a meeting, and everybody learns each part of whatever piece we're singing all together. And this allows people in the room to sort of digest the difficult music notation that's in front of them, to figure out the patterns they have to recognize and how to interpret those patterns. So look in the fourth staff line, the middle. Mm-hmm. You see a breve with a dot next to it. Oh, that's a dot. So that breve is 3 beats. Then we have semi-breve and then a breve. And then we have that again. And then we have 2 semi-breves and then a long. So this is that thing where we have the same pattern 3 times in a row, and the 3rd time it's represented differently. Bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, altered, bum. And that long is imperfected by the rest. So it's going to be 6 counts. And that's the end of the section.
Oh, wow.
Da, 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 da. There are no audience members. Anyone who comes into the room is sort of expected to participate, at least to follow along, even if they're not singing. We never prepare for a performance. People come to Ars Nota for the enjoyment of making music together. It's not central to my academic work as a musicologist. I write a lot about aesthetics mainly, but historical notation has become more and more important to my life and to the way I think about music. That is where it's going. Yeah, that's so good. I think we're done. Yeah.